Hare Krishna, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we're reading from Caitanya Caritamrita, Adi-Lila, chapter 5, text 2-3. Yanra Madhurite Kare Lakshmi Akarshana Rupa Gosai Kariyachena Se Rupa Varnana. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The goddess of fortune is attracted by sweetness, which Srila Rupa Goswami has described in this way. Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhagavatam has quoted from the Padma Puran, where it is stated that Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, after seeing the attractive features of Lord Krishna, was attracted to him. And to get the favor of Lord Krishna, she engaged herself in meditation. When asked by Krishna why she engaged in meditation with austerity, Lakshmi Devi answered, I want to be one of your associates like the gopis in Vrindavan. Hearing this, Lord Shri Krishna replied that it was quite impossible. Lakshmi Devi then said that she wanted to remain just like a golden line on the chest of the Lord. The Lord granted the request. And since then, Lakshmi has always been situated on the chest of the Lord as a golden line. The austerity and meditation of Lakshmi Devi are also mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:16-36, where the Nagapatnis, the wives of the serpent Kaliya, in the course of their prayers to Krishna said that the goddess of fortune Lakshmi also wanted his association as a gopi and desired the dust of his lotus feet. So in Padma Puran is mentioned, and Srila Rupa Goswami has put this verse of Padma Puran in his book Laghu Bhagavatamrita, that Lakshmi Devi, she's always with Lord Narayan in Vaikuntha. But when she saw Krishna, she wanted to be with Krishna. Krishna is so sweet. Krishna is all attractive. So she was doing a lot of austerities. She was doing a lot of austerities. And then Krishna told her, why are you doing austerity? What happened? She said, I want to be with you in Vrindavan. I want to be like the gopis. So he told her, you won't be able to do it. You know, you're used to palace life. You're used to opulence. You will not be able to have this Vrindavan life. So she said, but I want to be with you. So she remains on the chest of Krishna as a golden line, the Srivatsa. It's called the Srivatsa mark. It's like a hair, white hair, or a golden line. And so this is to show that Krishna is so attractive that even Lakshmi Devi is attracted to Sri Krishna. So Smeram Bhangi Traya Parichitam Sachi Vistirna Drishtim Vamshi Neyasta Dhara Kishalayam Ujvalam Chandrakena Govindakhyam Haritanum Itaha Keshi Tirthopakanthe Ma Prekshistastava Yadi Sakhe Bandhu Sange Asti Rangaha. My dear friend, if you are indeed attached to your worldly friends, do not look at the smiling face of Lord Govinda as he stands on the bank of the Jamuna at Keshigat. Casting sidelong glances, he places his flute to his lips, which seem like newly blossomed twigs. His transcendental body, bending in 3 places, appears very bright in the moonlight. This is a verse quoted from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1-239 in connection with practical devotional service. So Srila Rupa Goswami is speaking of this verse in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Generally, people in their conditioned life engage in the pleasure of society, friendship, and love. This so-called love is lust, not love. But people are satisfied with such a false understanding of love. So Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that we are attached to our family, our friends, our society, and we call these relationships as love without understanding that these are not pure love. These are all coming on, on the platform of lust. Vidyapati, a great and learned poet of Mithila, has said that the pleasure derived from friendship, society, and family life in the material world is like a drop of water, but our hearts desire pleasure like an ocean. Thus, the heart is compared to a desert of material existence that requires the water of an ocean of pleasure to satisfy its dryness. So Vidyapati, he's saying, there is certainly pleasure, of course, in the company of friends, family, loved ones. There is pleasure, but this pleasure in this material world is like a drop of water, but our heart is yearning for an ocean. When the thirst is so much and we just give a drop of water, it's like, still the thirst is not quenched. And so the heart is compared to a desert of material existence that requires the water of an ocean of pleasure to satisfy its dryness. That's what we are yearning for, our heart. If there's a drop of water in the desert, one may indeed say that it is water, but such a minute quantity of water has no value. Similarly, in this material world, no one is satisfied in the dealings of society, friendship, and love. Therefore, if one wants to derive real pleasure within his heart, he must seek the lotus feet of Govinda. So if we truly want to feel that unending bliss, the total bliss, then we have to fix our minds on the lotus feet of Sri Govinda. We must seek the lotus feet of Govinda. In this verse, Rupa Goswami indicates that if one wants to be satisfied in the pleasure of society, friendship, and love, he need not seek shelter at the lotus feet of Govinda. For if one takes shelter under his lotus feet, he will forget that minute quantity of so-called pleasure. So Vidyapati is saying that we get pleasure in the company of family, of society, or friends, and that happiness is just like a drop of ocean, like just a drop of water. But our heart is desiring an ocean of water. Ocean. So, but now Rupa Goswami, and then he says that if we really want to taste this ocean, we really want to feel this ocean of bliss, ocean of happiness, what we must do is fix our mind on the lotus feet of Govinda, seek out the lotus feet of Govinda, search for the lotus feet of Govinda. Now, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying that if you want to be satisfied with a drop of water, if you're really satisfied with your family, friends, and society, then don't take the shelter of Govinda. Why? Because if one takes the shelter of lotus feet of Govinda, his heart will experience so much happiness. He will forget the pleasure he's experiencing with family, friends, and society. One who is not satisfied with that so-called pleasure may seek the lotus feet of Govinda, who stands on the shore of the Jamuna or Keshi Tirtha or Keshi Ghat in Vrindavan and attracts all the gopis to his transcendental loving service. So Rupa Goswami is saying, if one is not satisfied with this tiny drop of pleasure, which one is getting in the company of family or friends or society, then he should seek out the pleasure of seeking the lotus feet of Govinda. Then his heart is going to be filled with an ocean of happiness. Ocean of happiness. Because Govinda, he's standing on the shore of the Jamuna at Keshi Ghat and in Vrindavan. And what is he doing? He's attracting all the gopis. And what are they doing? Transcendental loving service. The exchange based on love, not on lust. So we have to try to understand our dealings are on the base of, on the platform of lust. They are material, but Krishna, he is spiritual. So all his relationships, all his dealings are transcendental. They are not material. Sakshat Rajendra Sutta ithe nahi an yeba agnetare tanre pratima hena gyan. Without a doubt, he is directly the son of the king of Raj. Only a fool considers him a statue. So he is speaking about Madan Mohan and Govindaji. Govindaji is directly the son of Raj. He's not a statue, because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami understands that the deity is Krishna himself. Se aparade tara nahi ka nishtar gora narake te pade ki baliba ar. Oh, this is a little long. We can read this tomorrow. Are there any questions or comments for what we read today?
Who is Vidyapati ji?
A great learned poet.
Okay.
Vidyapati. We just, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So here again, they are just still giving us everything about from the point of view of now Goswamis, right? The 6 Goswamis.
The 6 Goswamis and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying that in this verse, he's saying that, sure, we do get happiness with family, with friends, with so-called love or society, but that happiness is just like a drop of water, whereas our heart feels like a desert. So in a desert, if you just give a drop of water, it doesn't quench the thirst. But if we take shelter of Govinda, then we can really experience the happiness we are hankering for. This is what he's saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we'll stop here for today.
Okay.
Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you.